recording now. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to this class. So our topic for discussion is dirty data. We want to talk about dirty data. And we want to learn how to clean dirty data. We are going to explore how to clean that dirty data inside Excel. So basically, over to you guys. My question to you is, when you hear dirty data, what comes to your mind? Is it the fact that there is sand inside that data, or there is oil, or they have added Maggi, or they've added salt? What does it mean when we say dirty data? What comes to your mind in terms of that data? So Adisai Mutado, you are raising your hand. What's the issue?
Okay, yeah. I just want to answer the question you asked.
Okay,
like,
you are good to go.
So when you talk about dirty data, we are talking about data that is not well structured, that is scattered. We can't really bring out anything from the data. So it's not making sense
like
to
ours, like a wardrobe, scattered like the kitchen
like,
plates.
let's say, for example, we are seeing some things are missing in a column, or two things are merged together in a single cell. Let's say a name and date are merged together in a single cell, and they are expected to be on a different cells. So, and there are many like that. Just
Okay, thank you, Montado. That's a good try. Anybody else? Someone else?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. So dirty data could also be data that has filled with plenty null values randomly scattered about. It might also
when
be
you say something is scattered, I really need to understand. What does it mean for it to be scattered?
They are all up the different field values. Some of them are incomplete, or some of them have multiple values merged in one field value. So before we can begin to make sense of the data, we need to put those in appropriate manner so that we can make
I
sense
like that. Excellent. So anybody else? I just want one more person. Anybody? Temi Talk, where will you go? Any Ibrahim, will any Ibrahim go?
They've said everything.
Yes. Yes, sir.
hello.
Okay. Do we have any Ibrahim? Okay, someone wants to Ibrahim. Shoot.
All right. Dirty data simply means putting the right data in order. For instance, if the researcher have the intention of writing Lagos and is now coding it with LGS, then we can now put it in order, or the researcher have in mind of writing Abuja is now coding it with ABJ. Then we
is
have
there any
to
problem
put
with coding? What if I understand that LGS is Lagos and I don't have a problem with it?
For the sake of our audience, we have to put all those.
What if the audience understands that it is the same thing? What if your audience?
You still have to put them in order, so that's what I just say about the data.
Okay, Clement, you are welcome. Thank you for joining. I think one other person joined. Okay, it's Clement, he's joining twice. Okay, guys, so you've all given impressive responses. So basically, when we talk about dirty data can be dirty in two aspects. It can be dirty structurally and content-wisely. So what do I mean by structural dirtiness? And what do I mean by content dirtiness? I'm going to just talk about content dirtiness now. In content dirtiness, what we have in content dirtiness, is that it's something close to what who talked last is what Ibrahim mentioned now, but I'm not very satisfied with what he mentioned. When a data is dirty content wisely, it means that there is something in that data we don't want. E.g., for example, remember we worked with the data and it has some space before the start of the name. That space has made that data to be what? Dirty content-wise. I hope you guys can remember that we use stream to clean inside Excel. There was space before it. Or let's assume I want to write Ibrahim's email. I now wrote Ibrahim at gmail.com. And we have 10,000 rows of data, and we can see all this problem in all the data. You know, this is not an email because we have double at. This additional at that has been introduced has made this data to be what? To be dirty.
There.
Yeah. Or let's assume something magically we have values, and inside our values, they decided to put Naira before it. That's Naira. That if the Naira is not a format, what I mean is if the Naira is not a format, if it is a text, it has introduced dirtiness to that field, because we instantly whatever tool you are using, we not interpret it as a number. It's going to interpret it as a what? As a text. In that case, that kind of data is dirty content wisely. It has oil on it. It has sand on it. You understand? So we need to add different kind of things like hypo, methylated spirits, whatever, depending on the type of content of dirtiness. That is what is going to determine whether you are going to use petrol to kill it, to clean it, or methylated spirits, or hypo, or homo, or sunshine. You understand what I'm trying to say? So basically, there is no rule in cleaning data. The only rule is that you want to achieve your goal. What I'm trying to say is that each dirtiness is going to be unique, which means that you can't say that because we clean, you know, we have inside our Excel sheet now, we have 3 sheets. They are all dirty in different ways. In that case, you can't say that the way you clean dirty one is the way you are going to clean dirty two. You are only shooting yourself. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because the problem you want to solve will not be solved. So we have structurally dirtiness, which I'm going to be discussing next in the next slide. So the goal in structural dirtiness is what I want to discuss. Basically, when we say that a data is no longer dirty structurally, there are some golden rules that must be adhered to. Are we guys together? There are some golden rules. Once those golden rules are marked one by one, then that data is not what is neat, is not dirty structurally. So there are several reasons your data can be dirty structurally. It might be because the guy that was entering the data, he doesn't know how to enter data. He's just entering it in a very funny way. For example, when some people want to enter data, they do, because your data must be entered in such a way that it's going to be easy for, where is my Excel file? Your data must be entered or must be in a structure that it is going to be easy for, where is my Excel file? Just hold on for me. Okay. Your data must be structured in such a way that it's going to be easy for you to perform computations easily. You can do pivot table easily. If your data is not arranged in a pivot table format that pivot table is going to recognize, then you are shooting yourself. We have even people that have been working with data with Excel for 10 years. I still see them having this fundamental problem. And what they ought to use 5 minutes to do, Excel is going to be using them to play. Why? Because their data structure is problematic. For example, some people's data, they are going to have it like this. Guys, look up. I'm inside Excel. We don't need to work now. I'm only showing example. They are going to have data like this. Let's just use our name, Oladepo, Ibrahim, Oluwafemi, Ukoya, Temitope, Zainab. I think it's okay. So, and they are going to have they are not going to do something like this. 2001, maybe it's savings, maybe they have savings. 2010. let's just use 2020, 2021. And let me just do something around. So they have savings, they are saving with me. You understand? Ajo, cooperative. So they save some amount monthly. They save some amount monthly with me. And this amount of money they save with me, this is the amount, 2010, 2021. So guys, there's no surprise. This kind of arrangement of data that I have here is dirty because it is dirty structurally. A lot of people store data like this, which is wrong. We are going to see the reason in this class. Because 2020 and 2021, what we ought to have is this. Ideally, what we ought to have is what we ought to have is to have year. That is the proper structure, and we are going to have name, and we are going to have these names. Control C, Control V, Control V, something like this, and we are going to have this. So I'm just using a quick example for us. This is the right structure that we ought to have for the data we have above. Are we guys together? So you might be there. Kiwani yato. What's the difference? Some people will be like that. Is that not so?
Me, I'm even wondering that where is 2020 and 2021? Where did you?
Sorry, that was a mistake. Thank you. Thank you. So we are going to have 2020. Then we are going to have. That was a mistake. My hand was typing faster than. So this is what we ought to have. Is that okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
So this is the proper structure. We can put savings or whatever you guys call it. The fact is just your money you guys are keeping with me that you may decide to give me later. I know if everybody wants to give you, I know we never give you out.
Have a good girl.
The moment I said give me, she smiled out. This guy, you don't start waiting they talk.
If you know what I'm even looking at, you don't worry. I will tell you later, maybe after the class.
Okay.
But I'm congratulating you in advance.
Okay. So you understand what I'm trying to say now. So there is difference between these two, and there are a lot. Some people even store their data. They will put 2020 one sheet, 2021 another sheet, 2022 another sheet. Is that not so? Is that not how some people store data? Tell me now. You guys have been working with Excel.
Yeah.
They put 1999, or May sheet and one sheet, June another sheet, July another sheet. That's a very anyway. It's manageable, but it's a poor way of data management. You understand? So let's quickly go to our PowerPoint and see what I have to give us today. So what are the 7 golden rules of, my English is bad. 7 golden rules of structured data. Oh, you understand what I want? Structurally dirty data, you understand? Because we have some English people in this class. Not
be English. They bring money.
I'm just telling you. I hope you are not going to find me.
You're right, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You're right, sir. Like this.
Okay, I'm right like this. Okay, I'm
yes.
Oh, thank God.
Structured, sir. Structured.
Okay. I shall know that there is one problem there. It's supposed to be like an adjective or what, but let's leave that. Yes. Okay. The first important rule is that the first important rule, guys, is you must have one row of headings. So one row of headings. Let us go and check our data. Let's go and check 31. Do you have one row of headings or not? Guys, answer me, please.
What do you mean by one row of headings? Okay, no, we have 2 rows, Abi.
Yes, just look at it. You can see
it's
look at
true,
row
though.
one, consumer total, corporate,
Yes,
first
Yeah,
class.
yeah.
Yeah. So it is what
it's wrong.
it is not supposed to be. We ought to have one row of headings. So there are several ways you can have multiple rows of headings. Some people are going to do like this. Let me go back to my illustration here. Oh, I thought it was this. Which sheet did I use to illustrate? Oh, yeah, this is it. Some people can do something like this. Control Shift plus Shift cells down. Oh, no. Shift. What do I want to do? Control Shift plus Shift cells down. So they are going to have something like this. They will leave this one. They now say, let's assume is my own cooperative. We call it the one you are keeping with me. They call it maybe cooperative A. Some people keep money in more than one cooperative society. You understand? Then they are not going to, then they keep some other money in another cooperative society. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You now call this one cooperative B. And they will now have the data also for cooperative B. It is not supposed to be. So you can see it has 2 rows of heading like that.
Yes.
It's not supposed to be. Do you guys get what you? So there are different ways it can come. Some people can have year. They will not put months. They will not put months. Yeah, it's poor. It's not supposed to be. Are we guys together? So we are going
Yes,
to.
sir.
So the moment you see this kind of problem in a kind of structure in a data, it is structural dirtiness, and you have to do what?
Clean it.
Yeah.
You have to clean
Yep.
it.
Yeah. The next rule is that there must be no empty rows in your data. It is a taboo. It is a blunder. Are we guys together? So let's quickly check here and see our dirty one. Maybe it has that empty row. Maybe it may not have, it may have. So whether it has, whether it doesn't have, I think it is self-explanatory when we say a data should not have what? Empty row.
Plenty
You understand? So then there should be no empty column. You should never have a completely empty row or empty column. It's not, I mean, if it is empty, why don't you remove it? It is empty, right? So what is it doing? Are we guys together? Because
Yes,
the
sir.
moment it is empty, it means that there is a division. There is one side of the data to the left, another to the what? To the right. So your pivot table or your whatever you want to do, what I'm teaching you now, it also applies on Power BI. In your mind, just have it in mind that we started Power BI class. Are we guys together? Because we are going to be, the tool we are going to be using to clean, we also have inside Power BI, you understand? So have it in mind. So what I'm trying to say is, whether you want to work with the data in Power BI, or you want to work with the data in Excel, or you want to work with the data in Tableau or SQL, these rules are fundamental rules. A data must obey all these rules. So what I'm teaching you now, is not restricted to Excel, that because you are in Excel class. No. Whether you are working with Tableau, you are working with, just name the analytical tool. These rules must be obeyed. Are we guys together?
Yes, sir.
So there must be no obstruction around your data. It is a data. Why should you have obstruction? Just like on the road. What is a stone doing on the road? We should only have cars and vehicles, and you understand? What is it doing? So, for example, obstruction can be comments, because your comments, if it's a comment and you actually want to analyze that comment, why don't you put it as another column? But you understand what I mean by comment. There is a way you can add comments to something in Excel. So don't do that. And a data is always a data. It's always different from a report. Report is a summary. You understand? The total amount of money we have contributed in the year 2021 is 10 million. That is an aggregation. There is nothing that 10 million is doing in your what? In your data sheet. It can be somewhere else, but it must not be in that data sheet. That data must remain as what? As a data. You understand what I'm trying to say? So whenever you have that kind of thing, it has turned to what? Obstruction. Some people are going to do like this. Let me show you. They are going to, I'm coming to you, just hold on. They will do like this. Yeah. Let us remove this guy first. They will now do like this. Control Shift plus Shift cells down. They will now do like this. Do you guys want to get what I'm trying to say? This value we have here, you know, they are trying to sum 2020. It has turned into obstruction like that.
Yes.
You understand? They cannot have total. They cannot put total here. It has turned into obstruction. So it is wrong, and we should not do it. It is a taboo. It is a blunder. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So let's go. She and they, are we covering it? Are we observing it the way I'm showing it to us?
You are noting
Yes,
it
sir.
down.
Okay, thank you.
They
All
need
dates
to-
must be in a single column.
Wow, they are so bad.
All dates must be in a single column. So like I said, Adeniji Musumala, you are welcome. This, look at now. Can you see now that that's the problem wrong with this one? Dates in form of year in this case, because our year is a form of date. You understand what I mean? They must be in a what? In a single column.
Single
And that
column.
was the problem I tried to fix here. But the moment I tried to fix it here, I now introduce another what? Problem again. So let me remove the problem I introduced. So all dates must be in a what? In a single column. I think that is self-explanatory. So in this case, data are not in a single column. Okay, and every unique data must have its own column. Every unique data, every unique data must have its own column. Let me quickly explain. Let us check 31. When you check 31, it says every unique data must have its own column. If you look at it, your 31 now, can you see now that this column, consumer, first class, in the same column, we have something that is telling us that this is consumer. So I'm confused. Does it belong to both consumer and first class, or belongs to first class alone? It's not clear. You understand? So every unique one, put first class one column, then consumer, let it be another column. It can also be this explanation. You cannot have a column containing department names as well as dealer names. It should not be. So each data type must have its own column. You cannot have dates and values together. You understand what I mean by values together in a single column? So it should not be. It is a taboo. And the last guy, no total or subtotal anywhere in your table. Totals and subtotal are for report sheets. Like I said, they absolutely have no space or no place in your what? In your data sheet. Is that okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
So I want us
Yes,
to,
bro.
I think you have question, but just hold on for me. 1 minute, please. 1 minute, 1 minute. We want to go on commercial break that you did not pay for.
Babe.
Please, can you go over the rules?
Yeah, I'm back from our commercial break. Hello, guys. So, I think someone wanted to ask a question. Is it you, Oladepo? Who is the person? Abdul.
I said I should go over the rules.
I should what?
Go over the rules. I'm trying
Again,
to get them down.
you joined late or why?
No, I'm trying to write them actually.
Okay. One row of headings, no empty rows.
So you're going to give us the slide. Can continue.
Yeah. I'm going to give you the slide.
There's no uploaded on YouTube.
What did you say?
He's not giving us any slide though. You guys don't used to say about this slide. I have not seen slide though.
Which of them have I not given you?
He's going
I
to
think
give us.
Which of the
that
slides
first one,
have I
maybe
not?
you forgot.
Which one? I can't remember.
The first day we
The
started.
first one, introduction one.
Okay.
Number
I will,
two, please.
just remind me
I know
now.
you
If I
forgot.
said I will give you, I will give you. The one someone
I
asked a
know
question
you
last class. I
forgot.
said I did not promise. And so, I mean, the information is on the internet.
Hello.
So, yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
I want you to explain that point number one very well.
Yeah,
rule
one row of
headings
yeah, I
with
think I thought I
example on the
Yeah.
Excel sheet. I didn't
let's
get
just
it
go
right.
let's just go over the let's start our work now, guys. We are going to see it. You know, it's easy to shalaye, but it's better to show. You understand? So this is it. You can see we have one row of headings. You can see row one now is an heading, then row two here is what? Is another heading. We ought to have just one row. That's all.
Okay.
This is already 2 rows of heading. Sometimes you can even have, or is it even 3? Let us check. It's looking like it's 3. Okay. Oh, it's 3. See, other ID is another ID.
Yeah.
You can see now, grammatical data blunder. So you need to find a way to clean it. So I have helped you guys. I don't actually do it for my class, but I helped you to make life easy for us. What did I do? The thing is that when you want to clean data, you must have a mental, what's it called now? A mental structure of how the results will be.
Excuse me, sorry. The grammar of a thing, does it have anything to do with any of the rules that you have stated? As in, when there is a grammatical issues, does it have anything to do with the data being dirty?
Grammatical issue. What do you mean by grammatical
Like
issue?
like when the stuff you put on the data sheet, for example, is not grammatically correct. Does it have anything?
Yeah, the one that knows yeah, the one that knows.
I can decide to put anything.
I mean,
I can decide to put anything in my this thing now.
Yeah, if you're talking, yeah.
In as much it is obeying the
Yes.
do I have to be crucified?
As long as the 7 golden rules are obeyed and your data is not dirty contents wisely, you are okay. I'm responding to you, Engineer Tom. What I'm saying, as long as your 7 golden rules are obeyed and your data is not dirty content wisely, you are okay. If you are talking about English grammar, nobody cares. I mean, you are the only one that knows it is English grammar that is wrong. Is was used because of was.
Exactly.
There is really, I don't, I mean, but there could be some other time your data might have some other problem.
I just want to be sure.
I think what's Engineer Tom, try and use the chat. Your network is not really good, and
I'm flowing well with you.
And but your own
it is affecting others.
Is affecting others. So maybe you should just use chat. They can't hear you clearly.
Just waiting.
Okay, so what I'm saying now is that when you want to clean the data, guys, it is very good if you can have a mental framework of how Everybody's data is valid. Let me check my own. My internet is good though. Oh, let me check. Yeah, my own internet is good. Relatively good. Let me put it like that. This is my own internet. So guys, are we together, guys?
Together, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So we want to start with cleaning dirty one as of for cleaning. And we are going to do it together. We are doing it together. Somebody is making joke of me. SD, yeah, I catch you. Don't worry. I'm pretending as if I didn't see what you are saying. So Clement, I've not heard from you. Clement, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, thank you. How was work today?
Thank God. God is helping us.
Yeah. Okay, so we all have our data. This is it.
Can you please zoom
So
out that?
it's good we have. Don't just hold on. So this is the data now. Dirty one. We have clean one. So it's good we have a mental framework of what you want to achieve. Sometimes it comes with experience, but you already know the rules. You can see now they are telling you segments, ship mode, order ID. It is very easy to know that we want to have what? One row of headings. So which means that if I want to have one row of ID, it means I want to have order ID in one row, in one column, I mean, you understand? And I want to have my ship mode in another what? In another column. And I want to have my segments in another what? In another column. And I want to have, you can see all these values. So, you know, some of you in the beginning of the class, you said data can be scattered around. I think Okoya or two people mentioned it. This data is scattered around. So we want to have, I think I need to start writing it again. Order ID. Let me just, order ID. This is something like this. We want to achieve ship mode in a column. Then segments. It's very clear from the data because we've seen the problem in the data already. One row of headings is what we want to have. Segment. And then all these numbers that you have here that are scattered around, we can call them values for now if you don't know what they are. You understand? But it looks like a sales data. So they are our sales values. Is that okay, guys? So this is what we want to achieve, 4 columns. And look at what we have. How do we do it? Is the question. So we are starting with 31. And what I've done for us is to just have a clean version of the data. You understand? We have the clean version of the data for us so that we can see. You can see what you want to achieve. And this is the dirty version. So how do we go from here to here? From dirty one to clean one? Who is going to help us? Any volunteer? Any volunteer? Guys, are we fighting? Abdul Muiz.
It does move on.
Any volunteer?
On how to make it clean like this.
Yes.
Okay, this one another jump.
What if in your first job? Rukoya, that is good. Thank you very much. You are correct. Rukoya, have you used Power Query before? Do you have experience in using it? Rukoya. Rukoya. Okay.
Said no.
Why did you not say Power Query?
At least she scored 1/2.
Divine direction.
Okay, she knows, she gives us the direction. Then I need Zainab to continue to give us direction in Power Query. Okay, Koya has done excellently well. She told us we are going to use Power Query. Yes, we are going to use Power Query. Power Query is the best thing after jollof rice or amala.
But you said Power BI the other time now.
Wait now. Let me land. Let me land.
Counter discourse.
Let me land. My aeroplane wants to start flying. You are saying that
I still remember your class now.
Just wait. What did I say in my last class? Tell me.
No, I mean the class you introduced us to Power BI.
Yeah, what did I say there?
You said Power BI is the next best thing after jollof rice.
But in today's class, I didn't say the same thing. I said after jollof rice and amala. Both of them moment together. No. There are two different things. Oh. I said Power BI is the best thing after jollof rice. Then, correct. Today now, I said best thing after jollof rice and amala. There are two different things.
Wow,
is that okay, guys? We need to understand that difference. We need to what? So Power Query is a tool inside Excel. Power Query is also a tool inside what? Power BI. Are we guys following?
Yes.
We actually call it an ETL tool. Guys, what do I call it? ETL. What does ETL mean? ETL means extract, transform, and load. That is what ETL means. We use it to extract, bam. Then we do what? We use it to transform in terms of structure or content. And we do what? We now load it. It is not an analytical tool, guys. We need to take note of that. Power Query is not an analytical tool. It is an what? ETL tool. You can see this ETL. It doesn't have anything that regards analysis or visualization. No. You are not doing any sum if there. So we only want to use it to extract transform. The moment you finish loading, what do you do next? You just load it to your Excel, or you load it to your what? Your Power BI. Is that okay, guys? So
yes, sir.
It was introduced inside Excel in 2013, I think, or 2010, something like that. I can't exactly figure, but between 2010 and 2013, it was introduced. So if you are using 2013, you may or may not have it on your own. 2013 Excel, and that was why I was asking that is there anybody using 2013 Excel in the charts? I didn't get any response, so I assumed there was nobody. I'm asking again, is there anybody using Excel 2013? If you want to check or you don't know, you can come to File, you come to Accounts, and you are going to see your version you are using under this place that you have Microsoft logo. You are going to see it. If you don't have File, you are not even using 2013, 2016, or 2019. You are using something else.
I'm using 2016 crack.
Okay. Don't worry, I will report it to EFCC. Okay, so Power Query is an ETL tool that we are going to be using. So let us just quickly start with Power Query. Where do we find it? Let me just mute us again. I'm sorry. Okay, guys, so this is Dirty 1, Clean 1, Dirty 2. We want to start with Dirty 1. We are going to come to Data tab on our ribbon, this ribbon over here, guys. Look up. We have the, let me change the color.
This one, albino.
Yeah. No comments. So we have a Data tab. Guys, come to Data tab. Are we in Data tab? So it's very funny. I don't know why. Microsoft, they did not call it Power Query. I mean, they didn't. When you come here to your data tab, you are going to see get and transform. Do you see get and transform over here? Over here, can you see get and transform data?
Yes.
Guys,
Yes.
So if you can see get and transform data, that's Power Query. You would have expected Power Query, Microsoft to call it Power Query over here, but they didn't call it. They are just trying to tell you that, okay, when you want to get your data or you want to transform it, come here. So basically that is, you know, I told you Power Query is what? Extract and ETL to extract, transform. Getting is like extracting. You want to get, you are extracting, and then transform. But after you are transformed, you have to do something now. You load. So basically, Power Query is, you know, I said it is B before anyone else inside the Excel. Why? Because you can actually get data from a lot of sources. Can you see get data? If I click on get data, I have from file. I can get data from an Excel workbook, from a test or CSV, from XML, JSON, PDF, folder, SharePoint folder. I can also get data from databases like SQL Server database, Oracle, and the likes, from Azure. Azure is the Microsoft version of cloud service. Do you guys get that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's just a way to simply explain. Azure is Microsoft version of cloud service when you want to host things in the cloud on another computer elsewhere. So maybe you want to do a computation that is very fast, that requires fast processing, or you want to store data the same way we store data in Google Drive. So you can store data in OneDrive, but we have something more superior to those guys, which is Azure. You can also go and store it there. You can store petabytes, infinity bytes of data. So we can also get data from other sources like web, Microsoft Query, and things like this. And we can also combine queries. We are going to see this later. Just hold on and hold on and hold on. So in today's class, you know already that we have this data. So we can, this is 31 now. What we are going to do is we want to get data. You know, although you have it open, but it doesn't disturb your work. Is that okay, guys? So what you are going to do is, are you guys with me? Are you all under your data tab?
Yes, boss.
Azure is not free to use. It is pay as you go. Pay as you go means that as you are using it, you are paying. I mean, a lot of services on Azure are pay as you go. How can I explain? Yeah, let's
just
assume
like AWS, right?
Yes. So, but no, yeah, just like AWS. So some services are pay as you go, some may not be pay as you go totally, but it's pay as you go. As you are using it, you are using their compute resource, because sometimes, let's assume I have a machine learning model I want to run, and or I want to do some image conversion, and it's taking a lot of time. So what happens is that I can go and rent a computer from Azure, from Microsoft, or I rent it on AWS, or on GCP, Google Cloud. Then I rent it. That computer is going to be very fast, has a lot of RAM, very compute. So what you might be doing for, it all depends on how fast you want it to be. Then you can pick, and your money that's what is going to determine how much dollars they are going to charge you. So, and that is what I'm already saying something else. Sorry guys, we are doing Power Query. So I hope you all have get and transform data. Is that true? Do you all have it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. I don't have it. Let me know, because we don't want us to drag us back. I don't have it. Let me know. Anybody know? Good. Then we can now come to we can come over here, get data. Do you all have get data? Yes. From file, from workbook. Can you all see from workbook in your own work?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Sorry, see what?
Do you all have from
some
workbook
file.
on that file?
One file.
Yes.
I can't see it here. I
Do
can't
you all
see
have
it.
from workbook? I don't
Click
have from
on-
workbook. Let us know.
On the drop down.
I don't have.
What's happening?
You go to get data. Once you click
Okay,
on
Who's that
file,
person?
I've seen
you
it.
What do
see
you
from
have?
file.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
What do you have?
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Okay, you've seen it. Excellent. So we are going to go to from workbook. I'm going to click on workbook, and I'm not going to navigate. It's going to bring a dialog box, a file explorer dialog box, where I'm going to navigate to the location of this file. Go. Do you understand, guys? We want to navigate to this location. So I don't know where you guys saved it. Me, I'm going to go to where I saved my own, and I'm going to click on it. Can you see import? So I want us to also do it. You want to navigate to the location it is saved on your computer. Rukoya, are you with me?
Sorry.
Yes,
After
I have one issue.
get that, mine is from get external data. From there, where do I go?
Get external data. I think you are using. Sorry. You have
I'm
get
having
external
similar.
data here.
I'm having similar issues here. Get external data.
You don't
That
have
is
get
in,
data. Click
Office
on get external data.
2016.
Yeah, click
should
on that.
use-
Get external
Sir, I'm
data.
getting a warning,
Use
compatibility warning.
Newquay for Office
Just
2016.
please let's undo our cases one by one, guys.
Okay, sir.
Clement, let's talk about you, Clement and Engineer Tom. Get external
Okay.
data. So what I'm going to just do for you is let me stop sharing and Clement quickly share your screen so that everybody can see. And so if you are just joining us, you're welcome. I can see you, Engineer Naimat, Engineer Mikhail, you are welcome. Clement, please quickly share your screen.
So I think we are using the same thing. So it's they should click on, not external data.
Yeah, I'm just going to show them. My own version it's a version issue and it's good to demonstrate. Clement, can you quickly share your screen, please?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that.
I say this power code is sweet.
You've not even started. You have not tasted food. You are saying the food is sweet. See people, you've not tasted food. You are saying it is sweet.
It's not what I saw when I click on the dirty data.
So, Clement, can you go back to your Excel? Just click on this back. Go to your Clement. Go to Excel, please. Clement. Just hold on for me. Let me show you what to. Okay. So you come to data. What's happening? Yeah. It comes to data here.
Nice formula.
So you have from table, click on get external data. And can you see from access? Can you see from other sources? Click on from other sources. Okay, this is, let me quickly check your version. I just want to.
I think if he clicks on new query, he might get to where we are.
Yeah, he's going to. I just want to check version first so that we can. Okay, or let's leave version. Yeah, just leave version. Click on new query, but it's not going to. Yes, can you see from file?
Yes, now.
From workbook. So you guys.
It is when he clicks on new query, he will get those options you're asking him.
Yes, Rukoya, you are correct. New query, can you see it now from workbook? So guys,
I can see it here.
Yes, guys, is our problem solved? At least first problem solved. Zainab, you are saying something. So
Yes, sir.
Clement,
I said
can you stop sharing?
Okay.
Okay, I said when I clicked on get data, then to files, and then from workbook. So it was telling me there was compatibility issues, that the file might not be compatible with my
It's going
Excel.
to give you two options, like I don't know, it's going to give you two.
Okay,
Ignore,
I just
you
clicked
can
on
choose to
okay.
ignore. Yes, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just clicked on okay, and then it has brought me another page where
Yes,
I can
just
see
hold on.
the data I want.
You're already ahead of me like that. Just hold on. Don't do
sorry.
anything after me, oh guys, please. Or you may have to go back. So Naimat and the engineer Mikhail, are we together?
Yes, sir.
We are together. You are not lost. Are you lost in Ikeja or somewhere in Ogun State? Which place are you lost?
Nalausa.
You are lost in Alausa. Oh, don't worry. We are within government restricted area in Jari. So
Just enter
no
governor.
problem. You are safe. Engineer Mikhail, please. Are we lost or not?
We are not lost, you.
Engineer. Is he here? I can't hear from him. I'm trying. We can't hear you, please. Okay, I'm going to assume everything is okay. If there is, is it my network? Guys, can you hear me clearly? I need to confirm if it's my network or not.
Yeah, we can hear you clearly, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so guys, we are going to, you can go to new query. Myself and some other people will go to get data. Some people are going to new query from file. So we are going to click from file. You navigate to the location of the data. If it's telling you compatibility something, accept just tell it that, okay, you understand? So import. So we are trying to extract now. We are trying to get our data. And then it's trying to connect to the data, guys. And it's going to bring a screen, a window for us. And can you see now that in this window that I have, I believe you can see my new window.
Yes.
Can you see it or not?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see now that you have 6 things, which represent the sheets you have? Yeah. Remember in this work that we are doing, we have 6 Excel sheets. And it's telling you to select multiple items. In this case, we are going to select.
Sorry. Can you go back a little step before?
What is the issue? What is the issue? I'm not rushing. Tell me the issue. Don't tell me to do. I don't want to go back. Tell me what the issue is. Ibrahim Rahman.
Yes, sir.
What is the issue exactly you are facing?
I did not get where you went to before this dialogue come out. Apart from your get data,
we just click on get data. Guys, please, once you just mute all again. Okay, you click on get data from file, from workbook. You connect, you have to navigate to the location of the data. You know the location is your computer. And I click on imports, and it's just going to open a new window. And I've not done any other step apart from that, Ibrahim.
Okay, I got that.
You can see. So you need to do it if you are with your computer. So what we just do next is what? It's telling us select multiple items. Guys, listen and listen well. We are going to just select only the dirty items. you are going to see select multiple items. Make sure you are selecting only the dirty items. Those are the ones we want to transform. We don't have any problem with our clean data. Or let us select 31 alone. Sorry, guys. Let us select 31 alone. Sorry. We just want to start with 31. And it's going to show us a preview of the data. It's trying to load, but basically you can see load here and you can see transform data. Guys, what do we want to do? Extract, transform, and load. So are we clicking on load or transform?
Transform.
Transform.
We are going to click on transform. So make sure you are clicking on transform. Don't click on load.
Okay.
Make sure you are clicking on transform. That is the rule of thumb.
And yeah, in my own case here, I have load, edit, cancel.
Please,
Yes.
is transform data the same thing as edit?
Yes,
Yeah, I don't
ma.
have transform in my
Yes,
own.
ma.
Okay.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Yes, ma. So when you are, if you are using 2016, yeah, you may have edit. Edit is the same thing as
It's
transform.
2019 I'm using.
It's 2019 you are using. Okay. It's just some version problem, but it's the same thing. You have the same capability. It's just name issue.
Okay, sir.
Yes, ma'am. So we can see now, we now have our beautiful Power Query editor now. Can you see now that the name? Guys, look up. Can you see now that the name you have here is 31 Power Query editor?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
we are in
yes.
Power Query now. We can now
Yes.
do anything we want to do in terms of transformation. But first
Sir, I
rule,
have a question, sir.
please, Zainab, hold on.
Okay, sorry.
First rule is that in Power Query, there is no Control Z, which means that if you have deleted the step or that you have done, it has gone.
Ah,
But we have something better than that Control Z. That thing is what I want to show us now. By the right hand side, can you see something? Apply step. Any step you apply, you use your hand to scratch your head, it's going to record it. Yes, it is monitoring you. It is a monitoring spirit. So basically, once it shows all this step, you can choose to delete step. You can choose to see a previous step result. Do you guys understand? In my case now, can you see that you have source navigation, promoted data, change step? So everything I've done from money, from when we started getting data to where we are now, it has recorded it as what? Source navigation, promoted data, change type. In your own case, you're also going to have something very similar. But guys, take notes. Look up, look up. Power Query tries to do some step for you, which you do not send it. It is trying to prove smart. Power Query is trying to prove smart. In that case, if Power Query is trying to prove smart, it has done some step for me that I did not send it. So every time you start Power Query, if it has done step for you beyond source and navigation, delete those steps. In this case, it has promoted data for me and it has changed type. Can you see now that in my left-hand side, I can put my mouse here and click on what? Change type. I'm just going to click on that cancel button, cancel sign. I click on promoted data and it has deleted it. Zainab, please, your question.
Okay, thank you, sir. I wanted to ask that to load our data into Power Query, must we only go through that route?
Yeah, that's the route. No, it depends on the kind of data you have now. So in this case, we are just getting started. I'm still going to show some exciting things. You understand? Okay. It depends on the data. If you want to connect to Excel file, you click on what? From workbook. If you want to connect to a text file that has the data inside, you click on what? Text or CSV. You understand? If you want to connect to a folder, you are going to click on folder. If you want to connect to a PDF file, we are going to go to PDF session. If you want to connect to data from the web, you go to web. In this case, the data is on our own computer. Then we are going where? To workbook.
Okay, sorry. What I was trying to say is that, we were already on the dirty data
Yeah,
sheet
it doesn't
already.
matter. Yeah, I
I was saying,
understand.
okay.
It doesn't
No
matter.
problem.
We don't need to
Okay.
open another what's it called? Another Excel sheet because of that. You can open your data, it is going to see it. There's no problem with that. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Someone wants to ask a question. Is that Abdusani? So guys, I want you to delete. I want you to delete the 2 steps it has done. I only want you to have source and navigation. If there is any step Power Query has done for you, remove it. Have we done it?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So guys, we need to follow each other so that we if you get so that we can move fast. I mean, we can move we want to basically move together. We want to, so that when I do, you also do. So basically, remember we said it has some problems. We already know the problem this data has. First of all, we can see now that it has multiple rows of what? It doesn't have a single row of heading. And in our golden rule that we have, let me show us again. Some people just joined us. In our golden rule we said you must have 1 row of heading. 1 row of heading. Any data that does not have 1 row of heading, you need to solve that illness. You need to take to hospital. And that hospital is what? It's Power Query. So basically, the Power Query interface, you have home. Home is just like that place that is your home. It has the most common things you may need, but it doesn't have everything. You have transform. Most of the thing you are going to be doing is under transform. And it has add column, it has view. So basically that is Power Query. And inside Power Query too, let me just quickly tell us, we basically do a lot of things by just clicking on buttons, like just click on button, click on button, click on button. You may not need to write a lot of functions. You may, take note of my word, I didn't say you will. You may, which means that you may need to write some code in Power Query. And the language of Power Query, anything you are doing, Power Query is recording it as a step. And that thing is going to be stored somewhere as a code. You may decide to write that code yourself if there is if the functionality does not exist on all these buttons over here on the interface. So the code, the language is what we call M language. It is called M language. So, which allows you to write M codes. I'm going to be showing us later, but in this case, we have a lot of things already we can do on this add column and transform interface. Are we guys together? So we have home tab, we have transform, we have add column, we have view. I mean, it doesn't bite us. It can't bite us. Just try and navigate on your own computer to just click on transform. We have a lot of things. We have transpose, reverse rows, data type, on pivot column, split column, format, charts, statistics, date time, and we have those things there. So those are basically the tools we are going to be using. So guys, I want to quickly ask us again and again. We have asked you, what is wrong with this data? What do you think we need to do to solve this problem? I'm not asking us what we do in Power Query, like in English.
Well, we can start
Need to remove multiple
rows.
rows.
Is that a talk?
Yeah.
We want to remove multiple rows. We are not actually removing because it's part of our data. Removing is like pouring the water away. In this case, we want to clean the water. Yeah.
I got stuck. The network logged me out, so I'm just in. At the point of closing that unnecessary steps that the Power Query must have generated.
And what's the issue there? Just Just remove those steps.
I want to be sure maybe you have not gone ahead.
I have not done any of that thing. Yeah,
Okay.
Rukoya, you are raising your hand.
Okay, I wanted to say that when you were saying what do we need to do, I wanted to say that we need to bring like the duplicated rows looks like data of two different sources, one for customer and one for consumer and one for corporate. And that's where the repetitions are. All other fields seem to align. So it's like bringing them, creating like a long version of the data, longer version of the data is what we need to do.
Yeah, can you see one column here, guys? What is wrong with this column? Column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anybody?
I think they are supposed to have column name or thereabout.
Yeah, but check the content. Check the content. Try and check.
It's an obstacle
Why?
because it's a total.
Yes, we should not have total. You need to identify the problem. You know, when you go to hospital, the doctor will examine. You need to examine your data and see the problems. Are you guys taking note of the problem we want to solve like that? So basically, let me tell you, if you look at this data, there's actually no fast route to solving. You just need to find a way to arrive at your goal. But you have enough tools at your disposal. There's no problem in doing a step. And you see that, oh, this step is a wrong step. And you go back. You understand what I'm trying to say? So anyway, maybe
But how did you know this? How do you know it's a total?
It's written
Total
there
is
now.
written there
Consumer
now.
total.
And total shouldn't be in our worksheet.
Can you see consumer
Maybe our
total?
data rather.
Okay.
Yeah. Abdusemi, are you angry?
No, sir.
Don't be angry. So I was saying something that data cleaning is an iterative process. It's not a I must do it like this, and once I've made the mistake, I can't go back. No, you understand? You may want to, it's different from the way we clean clothes. You know, in real life, when you clean, it has a process. You might have rinsed your clothes in data cleaning. You might have rinsed your data and say that, oh, I should not have rinsed first. So I ought to first of all soak it. You now soak. After soaking, that's it. Oh, I ought to wash it. You now wash. You now do that. You now went to spread it. You now say that, oh, there is still dirtiness there. There's still dirt there. You now say that, oh, let me go back and rinse. There's no problem in it when you clean data. You know, in normal, when you want to clean your clothes, you want to wash your clothes, you have to follow the step. You don't do it like that. But there's no problem when you clean data. You can always go back and forth until your goal is achieved. So what suggestion, guys? Look at this interface. We have transpose, reverse rows, column rows. We have on pivot column. I'm still going to tell you what it means. Do we have any suggestion of what we can do first? It's not just, we have split column. It allows you to split. We have match queries. It allows you to match. So basically this 31 in the language of Power Query, it is a query. It is one query. We have remove columns, keep rows. So guys, just what do you think we can do first?
My question is, hello. My question is, how do you know how to think of what you will do first?
It comes with experience and knowing how to use your tool.
And you are not asking us that one here.
I said it's a suggestion. I said it comes with experience. Like in the past now, I've worked with a client's data before, and I spent almost a week. I was struggling with that data. I suffered there, because it was just disturbing. It was not transforming.
Like look at this one now. It's very much now. So if
I'm
not scared, actually. I'm not scared.
Finish cleaning this data.
Hold
Five
on,
Okay,
hold on.
minutes.
can we transpose the
What I'm
headings?
trying to, I want to be very sure. Is there any algorithm to know?
That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. There is actually no algorithm. It comes with us. It's like playing, what do they call this thing that children play with? Lego, Abby, what do they call that? You know, you arrange that, oh, is not giving me what I want. Then you go back and you rearrange this. Is it Lego block or what do they call it?
Lego.
Yeah. Or
Those building blocks.
even game of chess does not have algorithm. Do you know
It's
that?
a puzzle. You solve and
Yeah, it's like a puzzle.
This is
You know,
Yeah, but the golden rules can guide.
yes, golden rules is what is going to guide you.
a puzzle.
You understand? You have a golden rule, which is that these are the principles I want to be adhered to. The moment all those things are adhered to, bam, your work is done. Do you
I'm
get what I'm
talking
trying to say?
about. Okay,
I think
transposing the
I think I
headers.
have gotten you now.
Yeah. Zainab said we are going to transpose. Pam. So let's try and do what Zainab said. She said I should transpose. Can you all guys come to transform and come to transpose? But make sure you have removed those step our query did for you. You have to have done it. So we are transposing our data. What transposing means is that, do you all understand Yoruba here? Rukoya, do you speak Yoruba?
Yeah.
Dear, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we say transpose, I felt the data here. You understand? We want to turn the rows to columns and columns to rows.
But in a good way.
So basically, Zainab said we should what? We should transpose, and transpose is over here on that transform tab.
But trainer.
Yes, sir.
What is that thing what is that driving thought that will tell you that you should transpose? Everybody, we know that we all know the meaning of transposition and
It's a suggestion.
Something cannot just
let us do it so that once error we remove it now.
I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. Please.
Okay, should
what
I
I'm
say
trying to say is that
it's a suggestion now.
Hello. Just hold on.
Suggestion now.
I know, my brother. I know very well. What I'm trying to ask is that there should be an underlying principle. Although Rukoya has mentioned something which I actually buy into that. But how can somebody just say we should transpose like that? And
that's why I said
she also just suggested now. She also suggested.
Okay.
I
Let me just continue.
Why do you want to transpose, or why do we need to transpose?
Let me tell you. Okay, he already told us what we want as our headers already.
Okay.
And if you look at this segment, ship mode and other ID, it is rather on the column instead of on a row.
Okay.
So that was why I said, okay, let's try to transpose.
You don't transpose. All those CA, blah, 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 they will also become individual columns.
So
that's what happens when we transpose.
Yeah. Okay. Are we guys done?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to interrupt you, so thank you, everybody. I'm liking this class. I'm just okay. I'm learning. I'm learning too. So the thing is, I like your inquisitive. My this wants to remove the way you are inquisitive. You understand? It's very good, but you know, there are principles behind it in terms of this is what I want to achieve. Then once you know the meaning of what these things are, what these tabs are, you can see that okay, in this particular case, it is transpose that will work. In this particular case, it is split that will work. You are going to have a mental imagination of what is going to be the result. You understand? But just like was it Rukoya or Adeniji Busola, I think I'm correct. She said, no, it's Zainab. She said, we want to have the first rule says we want to have single rows of header, and in this case, we have multiple rows already. So when we transpose, in a way, it may solve part of our problem, but it doesn't mean that all problems are going to be solved. So if you've done a step, it has solved one part of your problem, good to go. Then you are going to look at the new problem. How do I what? How do I the problem that has not been solved? How do I what? Because that problem that has not been solved is still there, was there before.
Okay.
You understand? That problem that has not been solved, even before you did that transpose, it was there. You know, Busola, you are trying to say that if you transpose, some things are going to happen. Yes, let it happen. You know, it's like sometimes you want to arrange your wardrobe. For you to arrange sometimes your wardrobe, you first of all scatter. Does it not happen? Does it not happen?
It happens.
Yes.
It happens.
Or you want to clean your house. You start cleaning. You not be like, me tell my baby not to buy. Does it not happen? You are going to see more debts. It happens. You understand? So you just see that, okay, this is the problem that we have. How do I solve it? There is really
I've gotten you now.
There's really no cause for alarm. So, but you must make sure you are doing it. There are some best practices, and that is why we are here. You understand? So let us just try and do what with transpose. I believe everybody has seen transpose.
Where is it though?
So over here, Engineer Tom, we have transform. Engineer Mikhail, I've not been able to add from you today. Are we together?
So where is the transpose then?
Engineer Mikhail, I've not been able to add from you. Are we together?
Transpose, okay.
Okay, I'm assuming yes. So you can see now transpose. Okay, thank you. So we can see now that transpose has partly solved our problem, some of our problem, but it has not solved all. We still have some other problem. You can see now that we have 2 rows of header in this case now, not 3 again. Is that okay? In fact, we have 1 row basically. Look at your row 1 here. Can you see segments? And in this column, you can see that everything there is segments. They are the segment of our products. Then in this column 2, you have ship mode, first class, and in some places you have null. You can see that, guys. In some places you have null. Then in all these places, from row 3 downward, can you see now that in row 3, I said row 3, column 3 to 4, you have other ID. But in your other ID, take note. Can you see that everything in front of other ID are the other IDs? Can you see that it is disobeying one rule that we have? That rule says that all unique data must be in a single what? Let me show you. All unique data must be in a single column.
In the column.
Yes. Can you see now that other ID now? Everything from column 3, they ought to be in a what? In a single column. Because other ID, how can one other ID be in a column and another other ID in another column? No, you should have one column of what? Remember, this is where we are going, guys. We are going to something like segments, ship mode, other ID, and then values. Can you remember?
Yeah.
So everything that will take you to this place is where you are going to be doing. Is that okay? So, but in this case, we already know that, okay, we have done this. We have null here. We assume that we just pretend as if everything is okay a bit. So what do you think we can do? Can you see now that I don't really like to...
Excuse me.
Yes.
Which of the column do you transpose?
I did not transpose column. We transpose all data. You just click on transpose. What? You just click on transpose and it's going to transpose the old data.
The old data, okay. Okay.
We are not transposing column.
Okay.
Are we? So now, you can see now that column 1, column 2, column 3, column 5, 6, it was introduced by Power Query itself. Is it part of our data? They are not real headers. Are they real headers? They are not. Am I correct? So which means that everything you have in this row 1 is supposed to be header. Am I correct? Am I correct? Does it make sense?
Yes.
So which means that we need to find a way to turn those segment ship mode to what? To header. So there is a feature here. When you come to your home tab, you are going to see, can you see use first row as headers? We also have use header as first row, but in this case, what do we want to do? Use first row as header under our home tab. Under home tab, guys, look up. You are going to see use first row as header. Guys, this Power Query again is inside Power BI. So in short, it's like we've started Power BI class because this data can be something you want to work with in Power BI. So that's what I want you to have at the back of your mind. So it's a skill that is very important for us to know. So I've showed us where, have you all seen use first row as headers, guys? Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. I'm lost.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Engineer Tom, you are not lost.
I'm lost. Yeah.
Is it?
I'm
I
trying
should
to
go roundabout. You are lost. Or a there
no,
roundabout.
okay, sure. I'm trying to do the whole table transpose. I'm not getting exactly what you got there. So that's where, and I cannot flow afterwards. After that.
Okay. So please.
I click on transpose, but it's showing me another thing. Yeah, aside what you have seen, I can only see like 3 rows after my transpose here.
Just hold on for me.
And there's something, the data in the preview has been truncated due to size limit.
Yeah, there's no
Have we changed it again? Please, I was locked out. I don't know what's up.
Please, guys, let's be patient with our class. There are a lot of things we'll be seeing. There's no problem with it. You understand? As long as you have this Power Query window, you understand, I'm going to be showing us one after the other. If you have a problem on the step we've done, it's good you quickly tell us so that we don't move to the next stage. And that is what Engineer Tom is telling us now. He said he did transpose. You can see what I have. You just click on transpose. It transposes your whole table, basically.
Yes.
Are you sure you are clicking on 31? You are working on 31?
Yes, I'm working on 31.
Yeah, good.
But this on the menu, I have 31 query editor.
Yes, good. So so what do you have when you transposed? Did you remove those 2 steps?
Yes, I have removed the steps. Yeah. I only have stores and navigation.
What do you say?
Apply steps. I only have stores and navigation at the apply steps.
Do transpose your table like that.
Then if I click on transform, I have transpose. Then I click on transpose. Yeah. Then I only have, after that action, I only have 3 columns. I mean 3 rows now. And your own is upload like 10 rows from what I'm seeing.
Okay. I think I understand what you are saying.
But there is a comment. The data in the preview has been truncated due to size limit. Reduce the number of columns or filtering may load more data. That is what a kind of flash I saw.
But you are going to have segments, consumer.
Am I the only person having that problem?
Yeah.
You mean like saying only you there, yo.
So quickly share your screen, please. Just quickly share your screen, please. We need
Can I share this screen?
Yes, quickly.
I'm working on the laptop. I'm working on the laptop with I'm zooming on the phone.
Oh, okay. I think you don't have a problem. I just want to show you something. But I may not be able to show you. You don't have problem. You have column 1, column 2. When you scroll to the right, you have all your columns, right?
Yes, I have all my columns.
Yeah. You don't have problem. The only thing is that you can't see all your data. but you should have something that tells you that the preview you are seeing is just a sample of your data.
That's what I saw. The data.
You are seeing it somewhere in the bottom left corner, right?
Yes, yes.
Click on that thing.
It's not clickable.
It's not clickable. But you have segments. You can see segment ship mode. And you should be able to do something like, let me just quickly check. And query options.
Other ID.
If I share mine, it's similar to him.
Oh yeah, share it, Ogami.
Just hold on. Just hold on. Just hold on.
So where I they put my trainer on top and this thing. I'm supposed to gift you something.
Yeah, so let me send my account number on his behalf.
There's really no, you don't really have problem, but I think I'm trying to. I think there is a place to it's not here. File options of query options.
Rukoya should be lost out. Rukoya.
Yeah, so let's be.
Mine is fine.
Also, some data is good.
Yeah,
from what I'm observing, thing is not completely load. It can't load completely.
No, let me. Okay, can you share now, quickly? I'm expecting the share. Clement, please, I'm expecting the share.
Is Clement online? Is he online? Yes, he's online. Il est con la légère. 17 participants.
Clement, please, we are waiting for you. I may have to continue work if
sharing it is not.
Oh yeah, it's now coming up. It will soon come up.
Well, I'll be like bicycle. What's happening? I'm not hearing anything again.
Yeah, I'm trying to wait for Clement. We can't see his screen yet.
I thought it was my network. Sorry.
Clement, please, our time is going.
Which one is this one again?
You see the message also.
Yes, click on I think we are only working on 31. Transform your data. Click on transform or edit. Edit data. We edit data. You are going to see edit data over here somewhere. I can't see your full screen. I'm not sure if it's screen resolution problem, but you are going to see it over here, Clement, somewhere here. I'm not sure whether it's going to be this or this. Yes, transform data. Click transform data. Please, can you maximize your screen, please? Your Power Query
No,
editor
no,
screen.
Power Query is cool.
Yeah, I mean, then remove the step. You can see all your data. Can you remove these 2 steps? These 2 steps. What's the issue, Clement? Come to view. If you are closing it, come back to view. If you want to bring it back. Let me check.
Maybe we should just continue.
No, there's no problem with what I'm saying currently now. Can we? I can't see the problem yet. I need to see the problem.
The problem is not there, and the thing is, I cannot share my own screen.
Okay, maybe we talk. I can't see
screen.
it on Clement's work currently.
But I believe you understand what I'm trying to.
I understand it perfectly because what Clement was showing us was somewhere else. We've not even entered Power Query yet.
Exactly.
Maybe Clement, maybe you have to stop. Yeah, we have to stop share. We need to quickly move. We need to finish cleaning this data.
Myself and Clement will be having that problem.
No, Clement is not having the problem. I can't see the problem in his work yet.
He is also using the same version as I do. So I am thinking because he's not actually showing that that stage. But let's continue. I will follow.
Okay. Guys, if you mistakenly or you intentionally remove this guy by the right that shows apply step, come to view and click on query settings.
Okay, let me see.
And it's going to show. So I think it happened to Clement just now. So you can always show or unshow it. So we transpose our table and we go to transform. We come to, where is it? Use first row as headers. You can see now, the moment you do first row as headers, it does it for you. It has done it for you. It has done promoted headers, and Power Query automatically converted data type for you. We can leave that step for now, or we can remove it. Let's remove change type. Power Query is trying to do it for us. We want to change type ourselves. You understand? So now we have these 2 problems. We have this case now. Can you see now that we have segment ship mode, order ID, all arranged like this towards the right, and you have values scattered all around. If you guys can remember something, let me use. I believe a lot of us attended pivot table classes. Yes or no? So in pivot table,
Yes.
remember when you do pivot table, we have rows, we have columns, and we have values.
Yes.
In a lot of cases, our data is always going to be something like this. Our data is always going to be arranged as column 1. Am I correct? Column 2. Column 3. Is that not how it's always arranged? Like it's going to be arranged like this. Then from this column 1, column 2, column 3, we go to what? Rows, columns, and value. In that case, when we go to rows, column, and value, what are we going to be having? We are going to be having something like column 1, and column 1 item. You understand what I mean? Column 2 item, like an item in column 2, like the values in column 1. Then you can now decide to come here and have column 2 item. I don't know if you guys get what I'm trying to explain. Column 3 item. Do you understand what I mean by item?
the variable in each column.
Yes, the columns in the variables in the column. Thank you. Then we can have value. The value now. Is that not what always happens? So which means that, remember column 1, column 2. Column 1, column 2 that you have. So whatever number of, this column 1, column 2 is going to be in rows. Then column 2 is going to be in what? In columns. Your values is going to be value like sales. Is that not so?
Yes.
Yeah. When you come over here, I think this column 3, there should be a column for sales here in this data that you have over here. Let me just show that you have over here. So which is that when you move from year to year, you are pivoting your data. Am I correct? Remember this column 1 that you have here. You have items, column 1 item, column 2 item. It's still the same thing that is going to be here in your column, in your rows here now. You understand? It's like it's not changing. That one is standing. Then you can decide to bring column 2 alone and show only column 2 and the values, which can be column 3. Do we understand? So when you move from like this to like this, you are doing what? Pivoting. When you move like from year to year, you are what? Pivoting. Remember, we use that term, pivot table. Why are we calling it pivot table? We are just taking that data, just 2 or 3 rows, 3 columns. You take one of the column as row, one of the column as what? As columns. And then the other column as what? As values. It will quickly aggregate it for you. So this step now is, let me just, is pivot. Pivoting. And this step is unpivoting. Unpivoting. So let me just remove this guy. When you look at your data very well, we just need to understand what it means. Can you see now that if I just leave this column, these 2 columns that I have, segment and ship mode, it looks like your rows. What do we put in rows in pivot table? Is that also? And other ID now look like what? What to put in columns. Is that also? And all these null and values that are scattered, they look like your values. Is that not so? Just picture it like that. What I'm saying is this. We all know pivot table already. This guy inside pivot table will be what? We represent our rows. This guy, we represent our what?
Columns.
Our columns. And all the other things that are null, all these null, they are what? They are values. Don't you think that if we try to unpivot, it is going to solve our problem?
Yes.
Why? Hello, facilitator. Why do we need to unpivot?
Because of what I just explained in the last 10 minutes.
I think you might need to give an example or an illustration to feel.
Yeah, we are going to see it. We just need to see it. I'm only explaining first. We just need to hold on for me. You understand?
But
I'm only explaining.
I can't really picture what you're saying. I get it, but I can't really picture it.
Yeah. So what we need to do, guys, you need to follow me now. We have segment and ship. We have segment and ship mode. We are going to, let me mute us first. I can't, we have a background noise. So what we are going to do, segment and ship mode, you are going to be selecting both of them together. You hold down your control and you make sure it is selected. If you have done it, let me know. Segment and ship mode column must be selected. Have you done that?
Yes, on my side, yes.
Yes.
Please, response.
Yes.
Then we are going to right click. After right clicking, we are going to click on what? On pivot.
On pivot other columns.
Remember, you are not, guys, please, we have a background noise really disturbing. Let me unmute again. we need to take note of something. We are unpivoting all these other columns. We are not pivoting unpivoting these two columns. We selected these two columns. You are selecting unpivot other columns. Take notes. Unpivot other columns, I've selected it. Can we see what happens? Guys, you can unmute yourself to respond.
Yeah.
Just come again, please.
Mad. Yeah.
This is just like a magic here.
I've explained. I used. That was why I was trying to explain first. I explained, then I show. So we need to understand what is. It's not magic. We can go back. I'm not saying you should delete now. Can you see now that I have unpivoted other columns in my step? You can go back to previous step. Just click on promoted other step, and now try and look at it very well. And look at it. What did it do? Just ask yourself that question. It's trying to put everything in order ID. Just SD, hold on. Okay. SD, hold on. So it tried to put everything in order ID in a column.
Wow.
You understand? In a column. And now started looking at it. Okay, you desire, yeah, come to this next column. Come to this next row in this column. Come to this next row in this column. Come to this next row in this column. Just like what I showed us in the beginning of the class, when we had what's it called? We had names, and then 2020. Can you remember 2021? That I showed us that you should not have data like this. What should you have? You should have names, year, and values. You can see it turned all those 2020 and 2021 and put it in the what? In a column. Do you know that was what happened in the Excel? But it was because it was a very small data. That's why we did not see. You know, that one was very small.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, when I have 6 names, I hope you guys can remember that stage. So we were basically on pivoting manually at that time. But this data, you cannot on pivot manually. You have a lot of rows. Look at, you cannot on pivot manually. So it's a very cool feature inside Excel.
Can I come?
Yeah, please hold on. SD is the asked to come in first. SD, you have a question.
As I try highlighting those 2 columns to do the on pivoting, the Excel just closed. I don't know. So
just try and
let's from the other.
When you using crack Excel all about.
Thank you.
SD, just try and do the step again. We've not done anything.
I'm already
trying to do it in 2 minutes. Yeah, Engineer Tom, please quickly.
You know, I said the thing was somehow truncating before now.
Yes.
So immediately I followed that process. Mo kàn ń ṣe lọ pé lórí row mẹ́ta yẹn náà mo ṣáà implement ní ẹ̀ lé. Ó dẹ̀ gbé gbogbo ẹ̀ wá padà nísìn.
Congratulations. So
it is your own that took away my own.
So guys, look up. Please, we are behind. Please, guys. So you can see what happens now. But remember, we still have one problem that has not been solved. I need someone to tell me. It looks like our problem is solved now. We still have what?
Null values in between.
In between the segment column.
That's not the actual problem. Null is not the value.
Our attributes, we can't find our header, the real header that is supposed to be there.
That's not a problem. That's not a problem.
Do we
It's not part of the 7
go
good rules. Please hold on, guys. It's not part of the 7 good rules. Everything you are saying.
Okay.
You understand? All those ones are cosmetics. You understand what I mean by cosmetics? This thing that you said attributes, we can change the name. You just double click on it and you call it other ID.
But we have obstacle.
In line 102.
Yes.
Yeah, we have some obstacles.
What is the obstacle?
Total.
The grand total
Yes,
in line 102.
exactly. So what you need to do, guys, let me quickly tell us. The thing is that if you check segments, you try and do as if you want to filter. You click on this drop down and you load more. Can you see now that you have null, customer total, corporate total, and you should have total in short. So you need to exactly know that we have null. What is null? Is it that you have empty rows or true? You need to know. You don't just remove null. You have total. We don't need null total. So what do we do first? We are on segment column now, guys. We are going to come to test filters. What some people do is this. They just uncheck custom total, consumer total, corporate total, home office total. In a way, it looks good, but it is not the best approach. Why? Because this data now, let's assume new data comes as dirty data. Do you understand what I mean by new data as dirty data?
No.
You don't need to reclaim your data. You only need to click refresh and everything is going to be done. But remember that if you, I'm going to show something. Guys, look up, please. Let me just quickly tell you something. If I decide to just uncheck consumer total, corporate total, home office total, if I uncheck, let's assume new data comes, and that new data is engineer terms total. You know, you've not unchecked it, it's not going to work. It's going to add engineer terms total to your final clean data, which is not supposed to be. So the best approach is that you already know that, you already know that the problem is that any data that is a total is going to have total at the back. Yes or no? Yes. So we are going to come there as if we want to filter it. Everything is still selected, and I'm going to come to test filters. Can you see test filters? Test filters.
Yes.
So under test filters, you are going to see contain, does not contain. So you want to make sure your data does not contain total. That is what you want to do. It does not what contain total. So I click on does not contain, which means that anything that contains total, we want to what? Remove. So I'm going to click on does not contain total, and I'm going to type a value here, does not contain total. And I'm going to click on OK. Does not contain total, and that's what I want to do. So if I now click on case sensitive, then I'm going to come here again. Can you see now that I don't have anything total again?
Okay.
You understand? This is more elegant than the other previous step. Let's assume you have 100 different values. Are you going to be checking them one by one? Does not contain total, does not. That time, Power Query is using you. You are not using Power Query. You understand? So we have done that, and we can check all the other ones. Do we have null items? Okay. We can always check to see that everything looks good. You can see the problem now. You can see a fundamental problem now. Did you observe that when you clicked on we want to know what is null? Let us go back to the previous step, and we know that there are some values that are null. And why is it null? I can also check it manually. I want to check why it is null. So I want to check what is null. And I'm seeing that, okay, we have some guys that are null. Okay. So what I can do is this, guys. That's what I'm telling you, that we always need to know that, okay, this is null. And we can see now that there are actual values there. There are real values that we don't want to remove. Is that not so? They are not total. So that thing that is null, you need to solve the problem. Is that okay? So guys, look up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back again. You can see now that I'm coming back. I'm going back to my previous step. And I'm going to come to a step over here. Can you see what happens is this, guys? Can you see this null that I have here? I'm asking you guys, what is this supposed to be actually? What are those things that are supposed to be there in the real sense? Can you see this null? You can see now that I'm
0.
You look at this thing. I'm in the promoted header step now. Can you see now that I'm in promoted header step? So I'm asking us, what is supposed to be there actually? All this null. It's not zero. It is something.
It's consumer now.
Consumer, then corporate, and then home office.
So guys, I want you to, that's what I was telling you. I saw it, but I deliberately did as if it's not a problem. I'm trying to show us that we can always go back to a previous step and implement something that we see is a problem. You can see now this thing gave us problem in front.
Going back and forth to fix the problem.
Yes, because if I just that, I can tell you the step you will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But when you get the new data, you'll be like, Ablap is just we talk also. So what you are going to do is this. It's very simple. You are going to come to.
How do you know that the null is consumer?
It's very clear. Look at it. You have consumer. Then everything under is so everything here is null. Everything like this is consumer.
Maybe want to
the data has a structure. Even though it is dirty, there is a structure to the dirtiness.
Yeah, very, very interesting.
So now we come to this
data class.
Beg your pardon, please.
I said this data shows the data class is lazy.
I can't. I didn't get it again. I'm sorry.
I said this structure shows that the data class is lazy. He or she didn't want to keep repeating consumer or corporate.
Yeah. So what we need to do, are you guys back in that step, that promoted that step? You can just click your mouse and go there. Are we there?
Yes, on my side. Yes.
So we are going to come to transform. And can you see fill? You can do fill down under your transform. Just go there. It's not hiding. Fill. And you can see fill down. We want to fill down in this case, which is that any place that is null is going to replace it by the value that is up. Click on insert. Insert that step there.
Fill, Abby. Fill what? You click on fill, there's down and up after clicking on.
So what do you think it is supposed to be? What do you think it should be?
Fill, what are we filling here now?
I don't have filter, renamed columns and filtered rows. I was logged out, so I don't know what it is there.
Just hold on. What's her name? Rukoya, right? Just go back to your promoted data step. Yeah, Musala. Sorry, Adeniji. So what you just need to do is come to your promoted data step, come to transform tab. You are going to see fill and click on fill down. So you can see now that it has replaced, I think I filled down already, so I don't need to.
After fill down, it brings insert. What next?
Yes, insert it.
Then on that column, we have consumer all through, Abby.
Tell me, just tell us what you have. Don't just tell us what you have. You just fill down. Consumer. You can't have consumer all through. You just observe your data very well. You can't have fill down means replace. Look at what is up.
Column 5 is asking consumer total. Column 10 to consumer total.
It's not possible.
Column 6 is having home office total.
You have consumer total, corporate total, and home office total. That's not what we are concerned about. Guys, just be patient. This is consumer. Fill down means all this null is going to be replaced by what it is up. That's it. So then all this null is going to be replaced by corporate. All this null is going to be replaced by home. So we've done fill down. If you are lost because of network, we may not be able to go back. You can check recorded version. I'm sorry. So we are in, I've done that step, I've started that step. We've done unpivoted other columns. We've renamed our column. You understand what we mean by rename. And in this filtered row, what are we filtering? We did what? I came here. What were we trying to do? I can decide to remove this step in case for some people that, so I just come to rename columns. You understand? This was what we have. And then I check this guy again. Can you see now that I don't have any null? Remember I had a null before. Guys, can you remember? There was a null. Then we have solved the problem of null like that. Then it remains the problem of total. I'm doing it again. Test filters does not contain total. If you have done it before, you don't need to do it again. I'm only doing it for the benefit of people that may have that didn't do it. You can see now, I check this again. I've explained the reason we are doing this approach and not checking it one by one, because we don't want Power Query to use us. And we click on OK. Everything looks good, except one thing. We have what we call data types in Power Query. Can you see now that when we work, always make sure you are using the correct data type for your column. And you should just do that at the end of your work. You don't need to do it at the beginning. You understand? Once you are done with your work, you have the correct structure. You need to put it as the correct data type. So for our segments, can you see now that I have ABC123? This ABC123 is not a good data type. It means any. So you can click on that ABC123 and you are going to see data type, and you can click on what? Text, because it is a text. Ship mode, I click on that ABC123 of ship mode and I change it to text. Order ID, it is already text. And this value, I click on ABC123, I change it to what? Decimal number. And everything looks good. You can decide to change this value to what? Sales, if you want, but that is just a naming issue. It's not a dirty data issue. It is cosmetics. What is important is you bath every day. Whether I use makeup or powder, nobody cares about that one. You understand? So that depends on where you are going. That will determine the kind of cosmetics you will use. So you can see now that everything looks good. It looks like a clean one data. Is that okay, guys?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So what we are going to do next is we are done with our step. We cannot come to.
I still have null data in my ship mode.
You just need to go back to the previous step where I showed you. And okay, let me check my own. Do I have null? No. Just go back to that step of fill down. You need to fill down at the correct place.
What did you use for the filtered
filtered rows? Okay, let me show us again.
Does not contain total.
Does not contain total. I just come over here. Let me delete it. I delete this step. I delete this step. I'm not saying you should delete it or no. It's for people that are asking questions. Then I come to this step. You can see now, you can do anything anywhere. Even though there's no Control Z, you can see this apply step is very powerful. I come to segments. I try to show you everything that I have there. Can you see now that I have totals? I have some total items there. Good now. Some people are holding my Power Query.
I have what you have. So, but where I have what you have, I'm yet to.
So can you see now that we have why is it not showing? It's taking long time. So it's not. So basically, we come to test filters and we come to does not contain, because there are some total items, and I'm going to type it out, insert that step because I deleted it for you. And I'm going to come to total and I click on OK. And everything looks good. Everything looks good. If I check it again, I'm not going to have total again. Can you see there's no total again there? Because it hasn't filtered out automatically. Because the reason we are using this approach is some people will decide to uncheck it. It is not efficient for two reasons.
Okay.
Which I have mentioned before.
Yeah.
So I just do like this.
But
Everything looks.
the total case sensitive because
Yes.
Okay.
So you can rename everything. This ship mode, it has something in front. I don't want it. This segment, I don't want it. So that's all. We now come to close and load. Can you see now that I have close and load too? If you are doing it very.
Where is that? Where is that? Close
on your home, top left corner.
Okay.
And close and load.
Yes.
And I'm going to click on close and load. Can you see close and load too? I click on close and load too. Basically, it is in the very first time you are going to have close and load too. Once you have done this step, you are not going to see close and load too again. You only have close and load. So this place is very important because you may not be able to edit it. Guys, look up, please. Can you see now that once I do close and load too, can you see what I have? I have import data. I can decide to do it to a table, to a pivot table report, pivot chart, only create connection. In our case, I want to do what? I want to do it to what? To a table. And I want to put it in new worksheets. We are not selecting anything. You understand? I want to have it in a table. You guys already know what a table means in pivot table class, right? Control C. Can you remember that thing that we always do? Then we just click on OK, and your data is going to land bang in another new worksheet.
Trainer, hello.
So as I was saying, can
trainer,
you see now the data?
Trainer,
Just hold on,
hello,
please.
before you go.
Okay.
Before you go, hello.
Yeah.
There is under that load to, there is add this data to data model.
Yes, just hold on. Anything that I didn't talk about, don't pretend as if you didn't see it. We are still going to learn it.
Okay.
Yeah, just pretend as if it's not there. There is a lot of distraction. Don't look at Harry Roger.
Okay.
Yeah. Make sure you are doing what I'm doing because those ones are for other things which is not part of our today's objective. So we can see our data now. Our data, everything looks good. It's going to give you 31-2 name. You can rename it as my clean one. Or I don't know, just rename it something different. And you can compare it, it looks good. But let's assume you have loaded your data now. Guys, look up. Let us assume you have loaded your data. Are we together?
Yeah.
You now discover that, I did not remove total. What do you do? What you do in that instance is this. Can you see that once I'm on this data, I'm on the data, there are two things you can do. I'm on this data. Can you see now that in my right-hand side, can you see queries and connection? You just right-click on queries and connection, and you click on edit, and it takes you to Power Query again. And you cannot implement, it will take you to Power Query again, and you cannot implement whatever you need to implement, whatever you need to edit. Guys, it's taking me to Power Query again. You understand now? Can you see that's taking you to Power Query again?
Mine is not clicking.
It's going to click, just hold on for it. So it takes you to Power Query again, and you can implement or edit whatever you need to edit. Once you are done editing again, you come to close and load. Can you see now that your close and load tool has been grayed out? You only have close and load, which is okay because you have already loaded. So, and it's going to implement your new step you have added. So the beauty of this thing is that let's assume in your 31, this first class, it is not first class, it is another name. You understand? Or something is changing, or a new data has been added. You don't need to reclaim it. You understand? So far, the structure of the dirtiness is the same. You just need to come to refresh. You know, you have connected to that 31 data already. Guys, is that okay? So you can just come to edit. You come to edit, it takes you to Power Query editor. You don't need to do any other step. You can come to, can you see refresh preview? And you click on refresh all. Refresh all. Can you see refresh all? It's going to refresh that data in terms of it's going to run all the other steps again from beginning.
I can still see grand total under my other ID.
Let's check.
Number 103.
I mean, you are not supposed to have it. There should not be anything like that. Number 103. You are not supposed to have anything like that. Okay, we have it. Can you see? Thank you. Can you see now exactly what I'm saying? Thank you.
Yeah,
so which means that how do we solve this problem? We just come to other ID.
Number 449.
Yes, you don't need to check it one by one. You just come to other ID. You come to does not contain. You understand what we are trying to say now? Those are the issues we can have. Remember, we did not do this in the first step. And then we come to does not contain, and we add what? Total. And we click on OK, everything looks good. We are happy. You come to close and load, and it loads it again into what? Into Excel. Can you see now that it's loading? And it has removed it. If you check other ID here, you are not going to have anything like what's it called? Like total, like grand total. Require, thank you for that. So that is Power Query. We've only touched a part of Power Query. Who is the person? So whoever it is, thank you.
Adeniji.
So now, yeah, Adeniji, thank you. So now what we are not going to have is that we can see now that we have 32. Let's assume I want to clean this 32. Assume we are not cleaning it today. We come to data, we come to get data again. That step that we did in the beginning. We come to from workbook. In this case, can you see now I'm connected to that workbook again. That very step we did, that data sample exercise. I come to import, and you can see it's like I'm repeating the step again because I want to connect to something different. In this case now, remember we only connected to 31 that time. So I want to connect, I'm going to select multiple items. I want to do what? 32 and 33. I'm going to click on both of 32 and 33. I'm going to click on to transform data. I just want to show you something. We are not doing it today. We are not doing it today. So it opens the Power Query editor again, guys. Are we still together?
Yes.
So it opens the Power Query editor again, and we are going to have something slightly different from what we had before. Can you now see now that it is showing me all my queries? 31 has one query as a clean one, which we have cleaned. When you come to 32, can you see it is still dirty? You can now start applying it, all your steps for 32. Then you come to 33, you start what? Solving the problem of 33. Is that okay? So I'm just going to close this step because I've not cleaned, I just discard. So in that case, you can see now that 32 and 33, we did not load it back into Excel because we have not cleaned it. So there's nothing we are loading basically. So in short, our assignment is 32. We are going to click 32 as assignment.
Okay.
It's because time is against us. My intention is that we are going to clean 33 in today's class, but we are behind. So you understand, guys. So our assignment, we have all the skill required. There is nothing new. How to put it? There is no new step we want to do. How to say the English now? 32 is going to be clean with the tools we use to clean 31, but the order of step may differ and the type of dirtiness may differ. It is your responsibility to look at it and see that, okay, this is what I want to do first. This is what is wrong with it. You understand? So that is that. 33. You can see the problem of 33. Can anybody see the problem?
Yes.
You can see. Rukoya, this is your name. What is your name doing in 33? Is she still here?
Yes, sir. I can see it.
Your name? Okay.
I don't know who put it there.
I don't know too. I don't know too. So we have this information over here, and we want to solve it. We can see the results. How do you do it? Because what some people are going to do. Do you know what they are going to do? They are just going to come here. I don't feel disturb myself. They just do like this. And they start looking at it one by one. And they start what?
Copy and paste.
It's not, your copy and paste cannot solve it now. They start typing it one by one. Because everything is inside the cell. And you want it as separate columns. You understand? So they will just do that from morning to maybe lunchtime. And what have you been doing since? God, that data dirty. Chai, I've been cleaning it. Something you can just do in 5 minutes. So I wish I can show us how to do it, but okay. So that's that about dirty data for tonight's class. You guys' assignment is to do 32. You are going to submit it. Basically, you know that already. So I'm expecting you to see the query. I know you have the assignment. You have the, excuse me. You have the 32 already, the clean data already. But you can see now it doesn't have a query. What I want to see is the query, your apply step. So whether you are able to finish cleaning it or not, submit, guys. Is that okay?
Yes.
Whether you are able to finish cleaning it successfully, submit. It's very important.
When is the deadline for submission?
It's in today's Wednesday. It's basically 8 in the morning on Saturday.
Okay.
Late submission may not be reviewed.
It's fine. I'm the class captain, sir.
Class captain, that maybe you are the first person. Yeah, we will teach.
I'm the fine collector.
So Rukoya, do we still have Rukoya here? Yeah. So I think that's all about today's class about cleaning dirty data. So it's not difficult. Basically, Parkour is very easy. You can see how easy it is. So we only need to explore more and just play with it. And play with it, play with it. There are a lot of things we can do. We cannot clean all the dirty data that exists in this world. Your job is to know that Power Query can clean any data.
Thank you.
Guys, do we get that? Our job is to know that any kind of data, dirty data you have, Power Query can do what? It can clean it. If you are unable to do it, it's not because of the problem of Power Query. It's because you don't know how to do. Or you don't know the function, where to go. But basically, there are everything you need. Just ask yourself the question in English and go to your transform tab. Most likely that thing is going to be there. Is that okay, guys? So the time is really against us today. My plan is to show some other cool things, but maybe if I record a 10-minute video, will you guys watch?
Yes.
Let's do live.
Yes, sir.
No. You guys will not let my 10 minutes will turn to 1 hour.
Yeah,
I would just
have
treat it.
problem with watching already recorded videos.
Which problem do you have with it?
I prefer live class. I
just want to show you something. You can do it on your own. It's just very basic. It might not
data.
be up to 10 minutes. Cha. Data is just like here.
YouTube zaps data a lot.
I'll be doing it in the night. I'll be using YouTube in the night. They will give you, if you are using FTL. I'm not advertising for FTL.
That would be midnight.
I mean,
no problem.
How much data do you use in a month?
Sir, if I buy 24 gig at a time, within 2 weeks it will finish.
So if if it is kids, if it's Taoma you want to watch, you won't say it's happy data.
I saw the Instagram.
If you are watching
Taoma,
you say it's choppy data. I'm not teaching you Excel. You are saying that it's choppy data. I bet come off it. If you are watching, what's the name of this lady? Taoma and all these kids.
This game.
They don't chop data. You are not telling me exact chop data. I beg. if you are really serious, go and uninstall Instagram.
That one there. You want my life to be boring totally.
Me, I don't have Instagram now.
Now for there, they cash Crizo on top GLB. Just lover blog.
Okay, it is where I reserve my comments. So, guys, thank you for joining. Thank you for having patience to stay behind. It was a nice session with us. Engineer Tom, thank you for always always how to say the English now. Always voicing your your inclusiveness.
Maybe how they teach us for elect. You don't forget.
No, they didn't teach you elect like this. So. My lecturers in university will not answer you. They will just go and do whatever, go and solve your problem.
But you know, I came before you, Sha. So I have experience on that more than you. So
the people that taught me, they are not patient like I'm teaching us, basically.
No, Allah. Thank you for your time.
Yeah. So guys, you're welcome. Why welcome? So. Guys, thank you. Temitope, everybody. Rukoya, I hope you had a nice session. Clement?
I actually have a complaint.
Yeah, please shoot.
I don't want to, since we are already running out of time. Maybe I think the issue is peculiar to my Excel. You know, I wanted to say something the other time that when I wanted to highlight the two rows, that segment row and then ship mode row, the Excel keep freezing. I was trying to catch up, like quickly follow the step and catch up, but I did it like 3 countless times. It was still freezing. So maybe it's peculiar to my Excel. So but by tomorrow, I will still try and continue from there. Maybe probably when I restart my system, maybe it's going to.
Okay.
I will get back.
I'm not really sure, but basically some problems I cannot help you fix because especially if you are using cracked software.
Thank you, sir.
Especially if you are using cracked software. So if we research it and it's discovered, it's because we are using cracked software.
But that is just highlighting now.
It doesn't matter now. It's cracked, so it's not complete. So
I'm not letting you.
God bless you, sis.
I'm not even saying anything. I'm not. You are the one that is talking.
If we are using cracked version,
it's because you are Microsoft ambassador. You people just love it to be shalaye. I resist the urge to shalaye. So, guys, thank you, Abdurrahman. I didn't hear your voice at all. Abdurrahman, accountant.
Question.
Yeah, please.
How do we determine the number of the columns to be pivoted? My English is correct like that.
I think you are lost. Your network. What's it called? You were out of the class that time. I was explaining on pivots. Once you understand what on pivots means, you are going to know what column to select, whether it's 1 column or 2 columns or 3 columns. So.
No, I guess like in our that one. What I'm trying to, we selected two columns.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you, Adeniji. When I was explaining, you were not in class then. That was when your network misbehaved. Once you understand the definition of unpivoting, then everything becomes clear. You understand? If you have a data like this, name, age as column, And you now have what again? Gender. You now have other ID. You now have your other ID as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, what I'm saying is we have segment,
trying to
ship
answer
mode,
your
other
question.
ID.
And then it become.
Okay.
I'm trying to answer your question. So I have the data for this guy already. You understand? Let's assume I have age. We have age. You understand? And you have gender, male, female. You understand? And you have your other ID. You have some, let's assume you have null here. You are going to have null here. Why is it? And you now have values displayed around there, right? So in this case now, it is very clear that if you understand what pivoting means, this data is already pivoted. It looks like a pivot table where these guys are arranged in your rows. These 3 columns are arranged in your rows, and this guy is in your column. You know, in pivot table, we have rows, columns, and values. Do you remember?
Yes.
So this guy is already in column. We don't have any problem with it because it is already satisfying our all data must have a unique column. It's already satisfying that rule, but this guy is not satisfying that rule. In that case, what are you going to do? You are going to select this 3 guy and unpivot all the others, and it's going to generate everything for you. Very neat. But let's assume you don't have anything like gender. You don't have anything like gender at all in your data. Where is it? Delete entire column. You understand? We don't need any witch doctor to tell us in this case that you are unpivoting 2 columns, because that is what you have to pivot. You understand? You are unpivoting. You are selecting these 2 guys and unpivoting the rest, because this guy is what is pivoted.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to understand. That will other ID.
I explained. It's because of your network. It's because of your network that ran away. So you understand? In this case now, you can see at the end of the day, we are going to have 3 columns alone at the end. Name, other ID, and values. Because I mean, name, you just click on this guy. You don't need to select anything on pivot other columns. So you understand? Once you understand the definition of pivot on pivots, everything is clear. Jam. So guys don't want to sleep today. I don't understand.
Hello.
Yeah.
You know, when we started cleaning this dirty data,
yes,
that's a question, and I think a lady bailed us out. I think he's probably Sister Rukoya today about. She said we should follow the 7 golden rules. I think so.
7 golden rules is only a principle that will tell you what to do. 7 golden rules does not tell you that you are going to transpose. So you are the one that we know you want to transpose. You are the one that we know you want to unpivot. You are the one that you want to filter.
That's exactly where I'm going to. Like, I'm still trying to look for how there's going to be a relationship or some kind of synergy between the 7 golden rules and
In fact, you can have a dirty data that SD is going to clean with one method. Okay. Then Rukoya is going to clean with another method. Then Zainab is going to clean with another method. We don't have any issue with that. The most important thing is what? You have 7 golden rules obeyed at the end of the day.
Just to get us the defect of the data and know what we want to do about it.
You understand? There is no rule. I mean, what I mean, there is no order that because I clean it with this step one after the other, that you two must clean it with that step one after the other. No.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, I
there are a lot of features in Power Query that you can do in 2-3 ways. So it all depends on when you are comfortable to apply any step and you are good to go.
That is true, because even under that transform, I think I still saw use first row as header. You know, we have to go back to home, but I still saw it on that transform.
Yes. So
thank you
guys, you don't want to sleep today.
Thank you, evangelist. Data evangelist.
You don't want to sleep today.
Before I even try the assignment.
Your assignment is very clear now. That
They
is
have already
go and
started
clean
it already.
32. I even want to add 33, but something's telling me I should not add it.
Let's do that one first, sir.
Should I add 33? Rukoya. Rukoya, I think she left.
Don't add it to. Because I feel it has some peculiarities that everybody might not be able to solve. Those that are experts, that those people like
just tell us that you don't fear already. It's okay.
Don't be sad if you fit do am.
Yeah,
you remember the problem I showed you the other day? It was similar to it.
Go and solve it now.
Rara, you do this one for us.
So it's okay. So I won't give you because I've not discussed it in class. So
okay,
let me temper mercy with justice.
Thank you, sir.
Having an issue.
Okay,
I'm seeing attributes for column 2, 3, 4, and I don't know why it's coming up.
Where?
For 32.
You're asking me your assignment. I beg, come off it.
We did not encounter that kind of issue in the work the example now.
Fix it. I don't know about that. I don't know anything about 32. Pretend as if I cannot help you. But you can discuss among yourself in group. You can discuss among yourself if you want. I will just be looking at you. Mitch, I will be asking questions on 32. You guys can discuss among yourself if you want, but me, I don't know. Now, waiting me, I know. I want the answer now. Now, question where I have the answer to, I want the answer. Okay, guys, thank you. Bye. Bye. No response. Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. I have no answer her question. Thank you very much. Good night.